Biography of Zachary Taylor. Chapter 1. Early Life. Zachary Taylor was born on November 24, 1784, in Orange County, Virginia. He was born into a wealthy family, and his father, Richard Taylor, was a prominent man who served in the American Revolution. Zachary grew up on a large plantation and had a privileged early life. His family moved around a lot, and he spent much of his childhood in Kentucky. Taylor did not attend school for long, as he spent most of his youth working on the farm and learning practical skills. He was not formally educated, but his experiences growing up on the farm taught him the value of hard work and discipline. He was known as a strong, independent young man who preferred action over studying. At the age of 23, Zachary decided to join the U.S. Army in 1808. He was determined to serve his country and begin a military career. This decision marked the beginning of his long and successful life in the military, which would later lead him to the presidency. Chapter 2. Military Career Beginnings. When Zachary Taylor joined the Army in 1808, he was appointed as a first lieutenant. He spent most of his early years stationed in various parts of the United States, including the frontier regions. During this time, Taylor earned a reputation for his calm demeanor and strong leadership skills. Taylor quickly rose through the ranks, and in 1832, he was promoted to the rank of major. He became known for his toughness and ability to handle difficult situations, especially on the frontier. His role in defending settlers in the West brought him attention, and he was admired for his bravery and leadership in battle. Taylor's military career would eventually lead him to the Mexican-American War, where his leadership skills would shine. His ability to lead troops and win battles in tough conditions helped him become a national hero. By the time the war began, Taylor was already a well-respected officer with years of experience in the Army. Chapter 3. The Mexican-American War. In 1846, when the Mexican-American War broke out, Zachary Taylor was called upon to lead American troops into battle. At the time, Taylor was a general in the U.S. Army, and his fame as a military leader quickly grew during this conflict. He played a key role in several important battles, including the Battle of Palo Alto and the Battle of Buena Vista. Taylor's leadership and success in the war made him a national hero. His ability to outmaneuver the Mexican forces and his strategic thinking led to important victories. He was praised for his calmness under pressure and his skill in organizing his troops, which helped him win key battles despite being outnumbered. Because of his successes in the war, Taylor became very popular across the United States. People admired his toughness and his military accomplishments, and many believed that he had the qualities of a great leader. His military career made him a household name, and it was clear that his reputation would eventually lead him to a higher position. Chapter 4. Presidential Election. After the Mexican-American War, Zachary Taylor became a well-known figure in American politics. His military successes had earned him widespread fame, and people began to talk about him as a possible candidate for the presidency. In 1848, Taylor decided to run for president as a member of the Whig Party. Though he had no previous political experience, Taylor's popularity as a war hero played a big role in his campaign. His main opponent in the election was Lewis Cass, a Democrat, but Taylor's reputation as a hero helped him gain the support of many voters. Taylor promised to be a strong and independent leader, and his focus was on defending the Union and preserving peace. In the election of 1848, Zachary Taylor won a decisive victory, becoming the 12th President of the United States. His victory showed the power of his popularity as a military leader. Despite his lack of political experience, Taylor was seen as someone who could bring stability to the country during a time of growing tensions over issues like slavery and westward expansion. Chapter 5. Presidency begins. Zachary Taylor was inaugurated as president on March 4th, 1849. During the early days of his presidency, he focused on maintaining the Union and dealing with the growing tensions between the North and South over the issue of slavery. His main goal was to keep the country united as it expanded westward. As president, Taylor did not favor the expansion of slavery into new territories, but he also believed that each state should decide for itself whether to allow slavery. His approach to the issue was a middle ground, but it was not popular with either the pro-slavery South or the anti-slavery North. His position on slavery was seen as neutral, but it made it difficult for him to make progress on the issue. Taylor's presidency was short-lived as he faced challenges from both sides of the political spectrum. However, he was still respected for his honesty and his commitment to preserving the Union. His leadership was tested by the growing divisions in the country, and he worked hard to maintain peace and stability during a difficult time in American history. Chapter 6. The Compromise of 1850. One of the biggest issues during Zachary Taylor's presidency was the question of what to do about slavery in the new territories gained from Mexico after the Mexican-American War. Many southern states wanted to expand slavery into these new territories, while northern states opposed it. This debate was causing a lot of tension in the country. In 1850, Congress began to debate the idea of a compromise to solve the issue of slavery in the new territories. Zachary Taylor did not support this compromise because he believed that slavery should not be allowed in the new territories. However, before he could fully address the issue, he suddenly became ill. Taylor's sudden death in July 1850 prevented him from playing a major role in the discussions about the Compromise of 1850. The compromise was eventually passed under his successor, Millard Fillmore, who supported it. The Compromise of 1850 temporarily eased tensions over slavery, but it was clear that the issue would continue to divide the country for many years to come. Chapter 7. Taylor's Health and Sudden Death. Zachary Taylor's presidency was cut short due to his unexpected death. In July 1850, after attending events in Washington, D.C., Taylor became ill. He suffered from severe stomach pains, and his condition worsened quickly. Despite efforts to treat him, Taylor passed away on July 9, 1850, just 16 months into his presidency. The cause of his death has been debated by historians. Some believe that he died of natural causes, while others speculated that he might have been poisoned. However, there is no definitive answer, and his death remains a mystery. At the time, Taylor's sudden passing shocked the nation, and many mourned the loss of a leader who had served as both a military hero and a president. After his death, Vice President Millard Fillmore assumed the presidency. Fillmore played a key role in resolving the issue of slavery through the Compromise of 1850, but Taylor's sudden death left many questions unanswered about what direction the country would take under his leadership. Chapter 8. Legacy of Zachary Taylor. Zachary Taylor's presidency may have been brief, but his legacy as a military leader and national hero endures. He is remembered for his role in leading American forces during the Mexican-American War, where he gained the respect and admiration of the American public. His victories in battle made him a symbol of American strength and perseverance. Taylor's presidency, while not as impactful as those of other presidents, still left a mark on American history. His commitment to preserving the Union and his moderate stance on slavery helped guide the country through a tense and uncertain period. His leadership during a time of growing divisions between North and South helped set the stage for future discussions on the issue of slavery. Today, Zachary Taylor is remembered as one of the heroes of the Mexican-American War and as a president who worked to maintain peace and unity in a country that was deeply divided over the issue of slavery. While his time in office was short, his contributions to American history are still acknowledged. Chapter 9: The Mexican-American War and its Impact. Zachary Taylor's military leadership during the Mexican-American War is often considered the defining achievement of his career. His victories in the battles of Palo Alto, Resaca de la Palma, and Buena Vista were key moments in the war. Taylor's ability to lead American troops to victory in these difficult battles made him a national hero. The Mexican-American War itself had a profound impact on the United States. It resulted in the United States gaining vast territories in the West, including California, Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas. This expansion would later lead to more debates over slavery and the balance of power between the North and South, contributing to the tensions that led to the Civil War. While Taylor was not in office long enough to deal with the full consequences of the war's outcome, his role in the military campaign helped shape the future of the United States. The territories gained from Mexico would play a significant role in the country's development, and Taylor's leadership in securing those victories ensured his place in history. Chapter 10: Conclusion. Zachary Taylor's life was one of military service, national heroism, and brief political leadership. He rose from humble beginnings to become a celebrated general and the 12th President of the United States. His success in the Mexican-American War made him a popular figure, and his election to the presidency was seen as a result of his military fame. Though his time in office was short, Taylor's presidency was marked by his dedication to keeping the Union together and his attempts to navigate the growing crisis over slavery. His sudden death cut his presidency short, but his legacy as a leader who worked to preserve peace and unity lives on. Zachary Taylor is remembered today as a military hero and a president whose leadership during a turbulent time in American history helped shape the nation's future. His life and legacy continue to be studied and honored by historians and Americans alike.